Okay, let's talk about a superpower. One that you actually already have, but you've probably forgotten how to use it. And no, it's not about being more productive or learning some new skill. It's about the incredible power of doing absolutely nothing.
I mean, let's be real for a second. Your brain is exhausted, right? It's just constantly getting hit with this endless waterfall of pings, notifications, emails, and breaking news. We're living in this world of constant digital noise, where every single spare moment gets filled with scrolling, swiping, and just consuming. There's no empty space left.
I know, it sounds a little crazy, doesn't it? In a world that's practically screaming for our attention 24/7, what if the real solution to feeling so overwhelmed isn't some new app or productivity hack, but just, well, nothing? What if the cure is actually boredom?
Now, to really get this, we have to take a step back in time. Let's just for a minute travel back to a world before smartphones, before the internet was in literally every single pocket. Think about what it was like to be a kid back in, say, the 1960s. The world was just a much, much quieter and way less stimulating place.
And, just look at the difference here. Back then, nothing to do was a totally normal part of life. Kids would just stare out the car window for hours on a road trip or wait in line without a screen to look at. Entertainment was finite. But today, every single one of those empty moments is jammed full of something. We basically lost all that quiet space for our minds to just breathe.
But here's the thing. All that empty time wasn't wasted. Not at all. It was actually this incredibly powerful training ground for the brain. Turns out, all that understimulation was building a genuine mental superpower.
The source material gives it a name, internalized boredom. And it's such a cool idea. See, it's not just about the feeling of being bored. It's about what your brain does when it gets bored. It stops looking outside for things to do, and it's forced to turn inward and create its own entertainment. And that whole process, it literally forges new pathways in your brain for creativity and for deep thought.
This quote right here, it nails it. It perfectly captures the entire idea we're talking about. In a world that is specifically designed to get rid of boredom, being able to just sit with your own thoughts, with no distractions, that has become a massive advantage.
Now, it's really important to get this straight. This is the total opposite of laziness. Laziness is when you choose not to do something. Internalized boredom is what happens when there is nothing to do. It's actually a super active state for your brain. It's kind of like a mental workout that strengthens your ability to self-reflect and think in new, innovative ways.
So here's how it all works. First, all the external noise just stops. You're understimulated. So what happens? Your brain, which is hungry for something to do, it turns inward. It just starts to wander, connecting old memories, weird ideas. And then you get to step 3. That's the magic moment. That's where innovation happens. It's where you get those flashes of insight, where you suddenly solve a problem you've been stuck on. You're accessing your most creative self.
So you might be thinking, okay, that's a nice history lesson, but what does this have to do with my life right now? Well, it has everything to do with it. Reclaiming these little moments of boredom is really about reclaiming your focus. And in a very real way, it's about reclaiming your own mind from the companies that want your attention all the time.
And the benefits are real. We're talking about tangible advantages. Allowing your brain to be understimulated, even for a few minutes, leads to much deeper self-reflection. It seriously boosts your ability to think outside the box, to solve problems in new ways. This isn't just a nice thought. It's a real cognitive edge in a world that's more competitive than ever.
Look, this isn't about wishing for some simpler time or telling you to throw away your smartphone. It's about realizing that boredom is a powerful mental tool that we've kind of tossed aside. And it's a tool you can choose to pick up again. By putting your phone away on your commute, or taking a walk without headphones, or just letting your mind wander for a few minutes.
So really, it all comes down to this one challenging question. Our world is literally built to keep you constantly engaged, constantly clicking, constantly consuming. And resisting that pull, that takes real conscious effort. So the question is, can you give yourself that gift of empty time? Can you actually choose to be bored and unlock that superpower that's waiting inside?